Okay, well, Organizational Behaviour is an introductory OB textbook written by myself, Scott Lawley, and Daniel King. The text comes from, I guess, our experience of teaching organisational behaviour. And what we found was one of the big challenges with teaching the subject is that you take students who are perhaps 18 years old and have very little actual experience of organisations and the workplace, and they sort of lack a context, if you like, in which to place some of the theories that are workplace based. They don't have that actual practical experience that they can use to reflect on and to interrogate the theories that we teach. Now, obviously, you can't magic that experience out of nowhere. But we came up with the idea originally in our seminars, and it's now translated into the book, to actually have a fictional running case that goes through each chapter and accompanies the text. And that case is based around a fictional hotel called Junction Hotel. And in each chapter, part of the story of Junction Hotel unfolds. We get to know the different characters, the people who work there, their personalities, their sort of strange little ways of behaving as you get in every workplace. And we invite the students, both within the book and through some of the online extension activities, to actually put themselves in the place of the managers in Junction Hotel and the workers in Junction Hotel who are affected by what the managers do. Sometimes the students are almost acting as consultants, if you like. They're saying, how would you advise them to deal with this particular problem? So that's the first part of the book. That's the first, if you like, unique feature we have, is the running case. Daniel's going to talk a bit more about the writing style more generally.
Well, one of the other things we've found with trying to actually engage with 18-year-olds is trying to find a way in which we can actually write in a way that's accessible, interesting, lively, got a bit of energy to it. So part of the thing with the running case is that actually it's more like a novel. It draws in the students, you feel part of it, you begin to understand quite complex theories grounded in everyday reality. And then rather than just doing an encyclopedic sort of nature of a book where we've got every single theory covered, what we're trying to do as well is write in such a way that actually it makes sense to people who've got perhaps little direct experiences of organisations, but because of the nature of the running case as well, give students that critical edge where they can begin to question things, begin to see things from different points of view, begin to see things from the viewpoint of the manager, from the viewpoint of the worker as well, and therefore begin to actually question things in perhaps quite complex ways, but starting at the point where they actually understand things as well.
Certainly one of the things that's come from the review process, and something we certainly wanted to do from the outset, is to have a writing style, and that's both in the case and in writing about theory, that's accessible. It still puts across the core theories. We still look at the classics of OB. Frederick Taylor's in there, the Hawthorne studies are in there, stuff on leadership, organisational change. But at the same time, we put these issues in a contemporary context. So we don't just look at Taylorism and bureaucracy. We see how it can actually be found, how it's relevant today in organisations like call centres, in organisations like the McDonald's restaurants, how it's prevalent in a lot of the service industry, which makes up the majority of the economy, certainly in the Western world. So we take the classics, but we also have not just a contemporary twist, we actually ground them in contemporary organisations.
And finally, we're also trying to understand what does the modern student feel they need as well. We're not just about giving a set of content and a set of theories, but also helping develop their study skills. So every single chapter has an employability skill, every single chapter has a study skill as well, that they can read, engage, connected to the theory that they're reading. So they begin to hopefully reflect on their own lives, reflect on their own studying, their own personal development as they read the content. So we're sort of equipping them, but not sort of as a study skill, sort of where you just go and learn about the skill, but actually directly at the point where they are learning as well. We've also got a range of other features as well. We've got some video podcasts, we've called vodcasts, which will be integrated in some of the lecture slides. We've got interviews with very famous names such as Stephen Hessner, who's become well known as the CEO of Royal Bank of Scotland. We have the chairman of Ford in Britain as well. So very senior people, through to people who are cleaners, through to people who are managers at mid-level organisations. So really actually bringing home real life, everyday organisational issues. The book also comes with multiple choice questions and very comprehensive lecture slides and seminar activities as well. So actually, people who adopt the book get an entire package of things that hopefully then they can use, adapt, so we're not prescriptive, but adapt in a way that suits their students at their institutions around their particular needs as well.